Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name's Max, and I'm here for another Pauper League. And today I'm going to be playing some Black-White Soul Sisters. And before I explain exactly what this deck is, all these crazy card choices, what we're doing here, let me just say my channel is youtube.com/snapbolt. There's a link in the description below. You can subscribe to the channel right there. There's a link below that. Just go check out the channel. Um, Tons of good Pauper content on there. I've mostly been making Pauper content daily for the last 2 months or so, maybe longer. So lots of great Pauper content, lots of brews, lots of tier 1 decks, whatever you like. If you like the content, give me a subscribe, throw a like on this video. I'd appreciate it. All right, and what is this deck? This deck is pretty exciting. So this is Black-White Soul Sisters. It's called Soul Sisters because you have 4 Soul Warden, 4 Soul's Attendant. That's what the deck's named after. They're 1-mana 1/1s, and whenever another creature enters, either under your control or the opponent's, you gain 1 life. Same thing with Soul's Attendant, it's just a May, but same card basically, 1-mana 1/1, whenever another creature enters, you gain 1 life. And this was a classic mono white deck back in the day that just played these 8 cards and then a bunch of token makers, and you just use the life gain to buffer, and then you just make a big go wide army and attack. But now we have this new addition of Marauding Blight Priest, and this says whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. It's just a 3-mana 3/2, so that's not that great, but the ability is really what we care about here. So think about this board. Like, your board is just 1 Soul Warden, you play Blight Priest, and then you play it, you trigger Soul Warden, and then you trigger Blight Priest. So every time you trigger one of the souls, one of the Soul Sisters, you also trigger these if you have them in play. Epicure of Blood is the same thing as Marauding Blight Priest here, except it's a 5-mana 4/4, not great, but it has the same ability as Blight Priest. So we're just using these 8 cards to go off with kind of these life gain payoffs and a bunch of creatures to just continue to trigger them. In addition, we have kind of like an extra Soul Sister here in Suture Priest. Is that how you say it? Suture? Yeah, Suture Priest. I'll just say Priest. That's hard to say. It's a 2-mana 1/1, and it has the same ability as the Soul Sisters. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1. But then if a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, they just automatically lose 1, which is actually pretty nice because this card, just like against decks that go wide, like against elves, even if you don't have Blight Priest, if they play 5 creatures, they're going to lose 5 life, which is pretty relevant. Against like blue decks, they're often like ninjutsuing back their stuff, putting a bunch of creatures onto the battlefield over and over, and this is just pinging them every time they do that, and giving you a life buffer, and comboing with your 2 win cons here. Okay, and what else do we have? We also have the core Skyfisher Thraben Inspector like as a really small package. This gives a nice amount of card advantage to the deck. Just 1-mana 1/2, it investigates, makes a clue. And then core Skyfisher, you can bounce the Thraben and then keep getting clues to draw more cards. Skyfisher is also just a reasonable body, and bouncing creatures to get additional life gain triggers can be relevant as well. Before I go over the rest of the deck, which I will do, I just wanted to say I had this idea for a brew. If you check my channel out, there was like a cat food brew not too long ago. The deck wasn't that great, but one of the users like commented on the video and said, it was Alex Pagel, I believe is how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but it's Alex Pagel, and he was like commenting, what about Epicure of Blood in the food deck? And then I was like, you know what? I've seen some Marauding Blight Priest decks, or like I've seen people try to brew with this card, and I was like, I think I can brew a better version of like a Soul Sisters deck with this card, and then using Epicure as well, and just like really try to drain them out. So just last night, it was getting pretty late. I had already had a couple drinks. I was tired, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do a recording, but I just don't know if I'm like really up for it mentally. I don't know if this deck is going to be good. I hadn't really tested it at all, and I jammed a league, and I had great games, really close, beat a lot of the top decks, beat Blue Red Fae, and I 4-1 the league. And I was like, God damn it, I wish I was recording that. So kind of a mistake. We'll probably just 0-3, typical 4-1 into 0-3. But this deck was doing some pretty crazy stuff. You have a lot of card advantage. 4 Night's Whispers keeps the cards flowing. Like I said, you have the Thraben package. So you can draw a lot of cards. You even have 2 Thorn for Monarch. So no removal. You're just focusing on life gain to buffer and just drain them out with these two win cons here. I changed a couple cards from my last build. If you follow me on Twitter, I post a lot of my deck lists on Twitter as well, so you might have seen this. I had 3 Core Celebrant. This card was fine. Being a 1/4 was good, and triggering when you play itself was good. However, not triggering off their creatures, it only counts your own, was bad. So I just wanted to try a Falconwrath Noble. This card is just pretty cool. 4 mana, 2/2 flying. Whenever this or another creature dies on either side, they lose 1, you gain 1. So whenever you gain, you can trigger these. And if your board is like 6 creatures and they want a Wrath, they might just not be able to Wrath, because if they're at 5, you have 6 creatures or 5 creatures, they can't Wrath, and then they're going to lose no matter what. So this card has the potential to kind of like lock them out. Another sweet addition in the deck is 3 Unearth. And I think this is actually really important to the success of the deck, is because you always want to have Blight Priest in play. Like, this is really like the cheaper card, a lot cheaper than Epicure. You always want to have this in play so you can keep triggering your life gain cards and just drain them out as you're gaining life. So 3 Unearth, like, you're always going to be wanting to bring back Blight Priest. And then sometimes you can just unearth like these Priests or Skyfishers or even Core Celebrant to trigger these if you already have them in play. So yeah, pretty sweet list. The mana base is pretty straightforward. 4 Barrens. We're not playing the Black-White Snowland just because I actually tried it with Snuff Out for a couple practice games, but I felt like I was running out of gas. So then I had the idea of the Knight's Whisper tech, which has actually been pretty great because it's almost like 2 mana, draw 2 with almost no downside because you're gaining so much life. 4 Ash Barrens, because you do want a good number of black and white sources. Notice I'm only playing 2 Swamps because I have a lot of white 1-drops. I have more untapped white sources, and then I can find a black source with Ash Barrens, a tap land, 2 bounce lands, 1 bog, and 1 cycle land for value. That's basically the main deck. Let me pull out the sideboard, and then before this gets too long, let's just go into the games. 2 Strands. This card was like MVP out of the sideboard because everyone's bringing in cards like Fiery Cannonade and stuff. So, or Electrickery. So this can counter those, and the flashback is just so nice. It's kind of hard because you don't have like looting or anything to discard it, but it's just so strong. And I think it's great out of the sideboard. I think it's better in the sideboard than the main, but this card is an MVP. I might even go up to 3. 2 Leave No Trace. This is good against Mono White Heroic, Boggles. Maybe if I see a bunch of Journey to Nowheres or something, I can bring it in. 2 Dust to Dust. This might not be good enough, but it seems like a good affinity hate card in the white-black colors. It's just exile 2 artifacts, so you can just kill 2 of their lands, even Darksteel Citadel, or just like kill 2 Mirror Enforcers in certain situations, stuff like that. Double Fumes, could be 3, a lot of Elves. Actually, the one loss I had in the last league was Elves. I didn't see Fumes, and I didn't really see Blight Priest that much, but against Elves, if you just go like 1 or 2 Soul Warrens and a Blight Priest, they can't really kill it. And then if they have to commit a bunch of creatures to the board, you're just draining them for a bunch of damage. So that matchup seems fine. A couple Edicts for whatever we want. Mono White Heroic, Boggles, you know, the drill. Duress against Blue decks, basically. 1 Spellbomb. And this was an innovation from somebody on Twitter. Sorry, I'm blanking on the name. I wish I could give the shout out. But it's 2 mana 1/1. And then the ability is tap an untapped creature you control, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. So this is incredible against red removal spells. I really liked Strands, but it was hard to leave up sometimes. So I thought the addition of Field Surgeon against Wraths would be really nice because, yeah, you might not be able to save all your creatures from a Fiery Cannonade, but you could save like maybe half of them. And against Electrickery, you can literally save all your creatures. You don't really need to attack with this deck often because you're just draining them out. So this card seems great against red removal spells and specifically Wraths, but also like if your board is 3 creatures and they're like a Lightning Bolt deck, they literally just cannot bolt your creatures because you can just tap 3 creatures, prevent 3 damage. So I've played against this card in the past and it's better than it looks. When it's on board and you have a red removal spell in hand, you're just like, it doesn't do anything. I can't do anything. So that should be a pretty sweet addition. And again, this has already been a long deck tech, but I'm excited about this Black-White Soul Sisters deck, so let's just get into a league. Let's go. All right, welcome to round 1. I'm going to keep this hand. It's not like perfect, but it's fine. The fact that we have a tap land, but we do have like triple Soul Sister, basically. I'm counting this. we have some stuff going on. So they just fetch right now. I'm just going to play this and pass. I could even consider fetching planes here. Simic Growth Chamber. What am I against? Maybe some type of combo? Now I think I kind of like going play Bog right now. I guess I could save Bog for next turn. Maybe they put more cards in the graveyard that matter. Could go cycle Ash Barrens for planes, play one Soul Warden. Alternatively, I can go Bog, play Soul Warden. Which way is better? I think playing Bog plus Soul Warden's better. I can potentially bounce this Bog later with a bounce land if I need to. And then next turn, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I'll probably cycle Ash Barrens for planes and then play something. Compulsive Research. Am I just against some combo deck? I'm just going to get crushed here, maybe? I can't necessarily do that much. If they're Flicker combo and they don't have, like, removal, Priest might be able to just get them. Another Soul's Attendant. I think I'm going to go cycle for planes, play double Soul's Attendant. Just gets more pressure down, like more power onto the battlefield as well. I think this is good. There's going to be like triggers flying all over the place here. Okay. The disadvantage of being black-white is we do have to play tap land, so we're not going like curve turn one drop into turn two double one drop like this a lot of times. So we're kind of a turn slower more often than not. Yeah, this looks like combo, but getting access to the drain effects is so good. Like if they need to play creatures and I can get this out or draw Marauding Blight Priest, oh, there we go. It's going to be so good. Now, like, can they play creatures into this? I don't think so. And we just yield to these. Gotta set up these triggers nicely. I'm pressing always yes and always yield. So like, if they're just gonna play creatures here, they're gonna be in trouble. And if they have to kill this, I can just unearth it. Don't really know what deck they're playing exactly yet. I think it's just like snap combo basically. Because they have multiple bounce lanes and fertile ground. But they're already at 13. And I can either play Celebrant or Priest next turn, depending on what I draw and what they do. Feeling in a good position here, though. Drawing that Blight Priest was obviously an insane draw. That's the combo of the deck. Soul Sisters plus the Priest. If we draw a one drop, it'll be good. We can play two things. Could always just play a Celebrant. Could play a Priest. Muldrifter here. What is this? Market Festival? Whoa, going deep. Whenever Enchanted Land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 2 mana in any combination of colors. So they're full combo. So I wonder if they have overgrowths as well. They're not doing anything? Okay, there's another land. All I can do is play one card this turn, which kind of sucks. I think I'm going to play Celebrant. Start by attacking. Celebrant's going to drain for 4 down to 3. But if I play Priest, I'll drain for 3 down to 4. But then, I mean, they can't really play a creature. I think I'll just play land Celebrant here. Just drain them down to 3. And then they can't play a creature or they die. So they could be creatureless combo, certainly, or they could balance my Blight Priest and then play creatures. Peer through depths. I feel like they're creatureless, which is not good for me. Psychic Puppetry? Are they like Twiddlestorm? But then I don't know what their payoff is. How do they win? Ideas Unbound. Oh, cast Ideas Unbound, Splicing Psychic Puppetry. Okay, so they're trying to combo here. I mean, they have to because I have the win next turn. Interesting. So we get to bring in a couple duress. That's probably, we don't have much else. I think I'm just going to F6 here. We have leave no trace, blow up all their auras on their lands. We'll see what else they do here. Probably just bring in like Spellbomb, may or may not bring in Spellbomb, but probably will. 2 duress, 2 leave no trace, and that's probably it. I guess they could have like cannonades and stuff too, but I don't think I'm going to play around that. So they've cast double Ideas Unbound. They're trying to go off right now. And yeah, they might be able to. Of course, we get paired against Creatureless deck in round 1. I will say also, one thing of note is I think this deck has some good matchups, really good matchups, because like imagine like I played against Burn in the last league. Feel like you can't really lose against Burn. They have so many things. You have so many things that they have to kill. Each player discards any number of cards, then draws that many cards. Draw a card. So maybe they just try to mill me out with that mill 4, replicate 4 card. I think that might be their win con. There's Flux. So they can discard 10, draw 10. They could also just be like Jace's Erasure. I don't think I want to loot any of these away. I don't really have anything that I need to draw into. I already have the win next turn, and I don't want to mill any more cards, so I think I'm just going to not discard any. Did they not discard it? Oh, no. They drew 4 cards. So they discarded 3 lands and a Preordain, and then drew a card with Flux. They have 7 mana. I feel like they should have snaps. Like, how could they not have snap in their deck when they're trying to do this stuff? Muddle the Mixture, Storm 7. An opponent's doing it. Their deck is sweet. I've never seen a deck like this. I feel like they're Jace's Erasure. They have to be. They reveal Ideas Unbound? What is their win con? So they just keep using Ideas Unbound plus Psychic Puppetry. Splice onto Arcane for 1 mana. So they have 12 cards in hand, 24 cards in library. But they don't have that much mana. They're not like making a ton of mana yet. Bottom. There's no Grape Shot or anything because none of the good Storm cards are legal in Pauper. I feel like Mill is their win con. Maybe they have a Fireball as their win con. Or I feel like it's Jace's Erasure with all these medals. The 4th Ideas Unbound. They're looking for something. They also have they have Peer Through Depths, so they can only get an instant or sorcery off this. So maybe their whole deck is instants and sorceries. I mean, Leave No Trace should be insane against them. They don't even have that many auras on their lands. Yeah, there's Stream of Thought. Oh, they're targeting themselves? They're Stream of Thought milling themselves for 4 and then shuffling. Do I not get to see what they shuffle back in? I think they just shuffled in Ideas Unbound. I guess that's the combo is they play Ideas Unbound and Psychic Puppetry for like mana neutral, draw 3. Snap, okay. They can snap all my creatures. So they do have Stream of Thought. They have to discard like 12 cards at the end of this turn. There's Muddle. Ideas Unbound. Maybe they just shuffled in Muddles and Ideas Unbound to just keep going off. They're doing it. I don't think they can mill me for 47 here, can they? Ideas Unbound Puppetry. They are doing it. feel like Duress is going to be so good in this matchup. Again, the problem is that they don't have creatures to trigger my Soul Sisters, because that's really where I get a lot of free damage. I'm not gonna pause the recording because I mean this deck is sweet. We got to see what they're trying to do. They're basically mono blue, and I think their only win con is Stream of Thought. I guess they try to get down to like a low number of cards in library, and then they can maybe keep looping Stream of Thoughts or something. They keep looping like Stream of Thought, Muddle the Mixture, Psychic Puppetry for infinite. I think that's what they're gonna try to do. They get down to like no cards in, they draw their deck, and then they can go Stream of Thought targeting me, put and then putting Stream of Thought back in. Okay, they're just replicating this. I guess they don't need all that mana. And now they can shuffle just Stream of Thought back in. Can they continue to go off infinite? It's kind of hard to tell. Let's see. One. They only have muddles here, so they still have. They're putting all their cards back in their library. Interesting. Can they just continue to go off? Maybe they can. They might just be able to keep doing that. Peer through depths. And it's arcane, so they can psychic puppetry every time. Okay. I think they might be able to just kill us now. Pretty cool, honestly. Not a great matchup for us considering they have no creatures, but their storm count's 21, and I mean they're going off. It's interesting that they have Market Festival. I guess they always want to add blue mana, so Overgrowth doesn't really do it. They kind of need to play this. It's just these cards are so clunky. Like imagine playing against aggressive decks. Seems rough. That being said, I think we're probably dead now. I didn't think we would be, but I think they can keep looping Stream of Thoughts here. I'm not going to concede yet because I could just untap and play Priest and attack if they don't have it. They have 27 mana now. I'm pretty sure they have it. I thought they did not have it earlier, and now I think that they do. Crazy deck. Never seen anything like this. So cool brew if it's a brew. It just honestly doesn't seem that good overall. Like, I mean, I guess we have some bad matchups and they have some bad matchups, but did they have like any like free win matchups? Maybe like us. But we still almost got them. Storm count 23. I think they just are going for a Stream of Thought here. Stream of Thought, replicate 8, mill 24. They can probably keep untapping. This isn't actually enough yet, I don't think. I mean, I'll show them the deck. I don't really care. I think they already know exactly what we're trying to do. I feel like if I can just break up their combo with like a Duress or something, then I can just aggro them out. Now that I know the matchup too, it helps. Oh, compulsive research target me. They did have enough. Oh, because it was replicated 8 times. Can't believe they actually got us there. That was pretty impressive. That was sick, honestly. So I think all of these are great. They could have like red wraths, which is a problem, but I don't think I want to bring in cards for that. Like Strands or Field Surgeon. Just doesn't seem great. I think Unearth is just bad. Core Celebrant's pretty bad too. I think everything else is better. Keep my cheap cards. I just can't put that much pressure on them, especially without Blight Priest. Could bring in Strands. I think I like just sideboarding like this. Definitely bringing in these 5. Is there anything else that's bad in my deck? I mean, Draven and Core Skyfisher aren't great. Priest also isn't great, but I think I just need to keep it. I like the Night's Whispers. I want to like continue to draw cards. Can't side out any of these. So yeah, looks good. Celebrant's just a little bit slow and it doesn't actually pressure them. I don't think I care about the 1/4 body here. All right, let's go. That was pretty sweet by the opponent, honestly. Never seen this deck. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep this. It's not great, but I have a Night's Whisper. I have like a reasonable curve. I could even lead Bog and then turn 2 Night's Whisper, but I think getting a body down is better here. I can even cycle step on turn 2 plus play Bog. Just start attacking even if it's just for 1. I guess this card's actually not very good as well. I also kind of want to save Bog if I can, because bogging them is actually pretty relevant, but I need to play my Black Source most likely. Let's just cycle this. Okay, nice. Next turn, I'm just going to Night's Whisper. Their deck needs a lot of setup for sure. So they could play a bounce land here. Thought about running some number of like black land destruction spells in the sideboard. But the black on most of those is tough, and I just decided I didn't really want to play that game. So crazy, a spell combo deck in Pauper. You don't really see those. All right, they discard a card. I mean, I wonder if I'm just supposed to play Priest. It doesn't really do anything. I do need to keep committing creatures. I think that's better than drawing 2 right now. I can draw 2 next turn. I also don't really want to bog yet. I want them to like put more cards in their graveyard that they want to shuffle back and then bog. I think I have enough lands where I have that luxury. This card is just not good in the matchup. It's just a 2 mana Soul Warden. If it was the 1-drop, I could have played that plus Night's Whisper, but not so lucky. Okay, Fertile Ground, tap land. Okay. They've also used a ton of time, so if I'm able to steal this game, that'll be good for me. Let's go Night's Whisper. Soul's Attendant. Always yes and yield. And tap land. Our game life also doesn't do anything to buffer them, like to stop them from winning, because they just win by mill. I can just slam Epicure next turn. I think that's what I have to do. It's not great, but are they just going to compulsive research here? Transmute. Psychic Puppetry, okay. Right, there's the Boil Works. Actually, we did see that last turn, so they probably do have some red removal. We might just be able to like double Epicure them here. Oop. Okay. So we're hitting them down to 11. Can we kill them next turn? Next turn we can attack for 7. Hit them down to 6. Oh no, hit them down to 4. And then play another Epicure and win. So they have to go off here. If they start going off again here, I'm going to pause the recording because I don't want to sit here for another like 8 minutes while they just continue to try to go off. But we'll see what they do. I'm pretty sure they have to try here. I can also play a Bog. If they play like a Fiery Cannonade here, it's definitely annoying, but potentially beatable. They're going to play the Enchant Land here. The 4-drop. Oh, Ideas Unbound, Psychic Puppetry. So they're going for it. I mean, this is their turn 5. So if they can consistently go off on turn 5, that's pretty impressive. The problem is, like, if they fizzle, they have to discard their hand basically at the end of turn because of Ideas Unbound. This card is sweet. Draw 3, discard 3 at the beginning of the next end step, but if there's no end step, you just 2 mana draw 3. Alright, they're looking for stuff. They have a Psychic Puppetry in hand, so they can make a lot of mana, and they have 10 cards. They can only make 3 mana right now. Oh, they're passing the turn? Okay, I think they're dead. They have to discard 3, and I can bog them. I think I lead just by attacking. Ooh, Duress. I unfortunately cannot play Duress. Let's see. Let's just start by attacking. I guess they could have Snap here is what they could have. They might just snap like an Epicure here. Seems to be the case. I'll be able to follow this up maybe with, I might just follow it up with like Duress, Bog, Noble. Even though it's not great. Yeah, they do have Snap. It's not like I could have like really prevented anything from happening here by Duressing because they could just snap in response to Duress. I think I'm supposed to Duress to prevent myself from dying and then just try to win on the next turn. Because I'll even be able to play a 2-2 here. So why don't I go Duress right now and then Bog? Oh, they have Shrivel? Interesting. Interesting. I knew they would have some off-color hate here. Okay, so they have Muddle, Puppetry, Ideas Unbound, Flux. I could just take Ideas Unbound, then they have to transmute for Ideas Unbound. The Shrivel is also pretty annoying. I just don't think I have the luxury to take Shrivel. They're going to get both of my Soul Wardens here. It sucks. They can Flux and just like loot their hand away. I feel like I have to take Ideas Unbound. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. And if I take Ideas Unbound, they have to muddle the mixture for another Ideas, I think. Yeah, I think I'm taking Ideas, and then I can Bog and get a lot of their cards out of their graveyard that they care about. So let's just do that. Just take Ideas. I'm not sure about that take, but I think that's what I need to do. And then play this, because that's all I can do. And then they can play a Shrivel, which sucks. But I'll still have 3 power on board. Not much else I can do. They concede. Okay, nice. They didn't even want to play the Shrivel. Interesting. Why'd they concede there? I didn't have the win next turn. Maybe just because they got bogged? Yeah. Maybe they thought they couldn't really win with all those Ideas Unbound gone. Not really sure. Maybe they just thought they were dead. They didn't feel like playing it out. Yeah, I feel like they're a pretty slow combo deck as well. So if we're able to assemble like Soul Warden's Blight Priest, I think that's how we win, especially backed up just by a little bit of disruption. Or this. We have a lot of ways to win. Leave No Trace, Duress, Spellbomb is what we need to draw basically, and then eventually just make some pressure somehow. But drawing these hate cards is what's most important here. Yeah, I don't think Unearth is good. They're not really killing or countering our stuff. Removal doesn't do anything. Dust to Dust has no targets. Strands doesn't do anything. Celebrant is the slowest creature and probably the worst. And Field Surgeon doesn't actually even stop Shrivel. Neither does Strand. So maybe that's why they have Shrivel over like Cannonade, but I'm not playing around that really. I mean, I could play around it, but I can't like I can't play around it by like playing my Prismatic Strands or something. I mean, they kept 7. I think I'm supposed to keep this. I can draw a lot of cards to find my hate cards, and I have a functional hand. So I think I'm supposed to keep. It's not perfect, but I don't think I want to just mulligan to hate cards here. So I can cycle right now. I think I just play Soul Warden. Next turn I'll probably go. It's actually kind of annoying. Maybe this was wrong because I kind of have to cycle Ash Barrens for Swamp here. So maybe I should have just gone turn one cycle. Leave No Trace is great. Great draw. I think I have to just go cycle for Swamp, unfortunately. I'm going to try to wait on this Leave No Trace as long as I can. I might even be able to potentially break up a combo by Leave No Tracing, blowing up multiple like land auras here. Nice, I like to see it. Okay. I'm probably not going to leave up Leave No Trace. I just need to draw cards, hit land drops, play spells. So I'm going to start firing off Night's Whispers here. Okay, land is good. Could also just play Priest, attack. Or is it better to Night's Whisper now? I mean, Priest isn't that good. It's good if I draw Blight Priest, but I could just play Blight Priest if I draw it. Let's see. I'm going to drop to 8 cards and then play a land. So I'm fine. Okay. I like playing the Night's Whisper there because now I can just, like, maybe Night's Whisper, commit double Soul War next turn if I draw more lands. I can also just consider Leave No Tracing at some point. I don't think they're going to go off right here. Maybe they also conceded to save time because their combo takes forever. Okay, now I just blow up all these right now, and then I think they're in trouble. So let's just do that. Just kill all 3 of these. I guess I could have played a Soul's Attendant in case they have like a something that cares about the same name, but I don't think they do. Now they're just on so much less mana and down a lot of cards. So it's going to be hard for them to just like make so much mana here. So, yep, Leave No Trace, hopefully getting the job done. Okay, they have another one. So I think I just go Night's Whisper here. There's a Blight Priest, okay. So let's just go play a tap land, play a soul, attack. They have 3 cards in hand. That's going to be pretty impressive if they go off from here. I can also forego playing Blight Priest to try to draw more hate cards. They get Puppetry. And then, do they go Ideas Unbound plus Puppetry here? It's still going to be hard for them to go off, I feel like. They have to have good draws. Unless their hand is like perfect. They splice onto Arcane. Jeez. Double Ideas Unbound. They might be able to do it here. I'm pretty positive I was supposed to Leave No Trace when I did. I feel confident about that. Triple Ideas Unbound, they're just chaining them. They don't have as much mana as they would like, though. Just have to wait, see what they do. Again, I just never know in these situations when I'm recording, wow, all 4 Ideas Unbound in like the top half of the deck. So they have no more Ideas Unbound. Are they going to shuffle them into their library? It was cool when they Stream of Thought targeted themselves to mill cards and shuffle cards back in. That was actually pretty dope in game 1. Okay, they're playing Growth Chamber, so does that mean they can't do anything else this turn? Maybe. Okay, never mind. Puppetry. Why'd they play a bounce land right now? That doesn't make sense to me. They have to discard 12 cards at the end of the turn. So they have to discard their entire hand. Merchant's Roll, sick. What'd they get? Peer through depths? I'm just not sure how they're going to continue to go off. They have to find Stream of Thought, shuffle Ideas Unbound back in, and then start drawing them again. I guess they're still going off with Peer Through Depth Psychic Puppetry. So they have Peer Through Depth Psychic Puppetry and Ideas Unbound Psychic Puppetry. Because Splice onto Arcane, if you're not understanding what's happening, when you cast an Arcane spell, see it says Instant Arcane, you can basically attach Puppetry onto that spell for 1 mana, the effect. So you're just adding tap, untap onto anything. Oh man, I could loot away my hand here. They're just going for a 9-card flux. What are they hoping to hit? I guess they might not go for 9 cards. I guess I can get rid of some of these cards. Like I could just mill 5. I mean, if they're going to be able to fully go off and mill me out, I think they're going to. I don't think it really matters if I go 5 cards lower. And this allows me to draw like duresses and stuff. I mean, I guess if they don't go off this turn, then they don't win because they have to discard 12 cards at the end of this turn. So maybe I just discard 0 again. The fact that they've played quad Ideas Unbound, I just don't think they're surviving past this turn, right? I can already go Blight Priest into creature, drain for 6, attack for 3. So I have a 2-turn clock as is. Just wonder if I'm supposed to try to draw any hate. Sure. If I just lost by like if I could have survived with 4 cards in library and I didn't though, it's gonna feel so bad. All right, I'm just gonna do 0. They did 6, so they're trying to find a win. They discarded a Stream of Thought though. Are they dead? Again, I wanted to just keep as many cards in library there. This is also a good this is showcasing nicely when somebody's playing a deck where you don't know exactly what's going on, you haven't played against it much. It's so much harder to play against it because when I play against like let's say Blue Red Fae or just all the top decks in the format, Blue Black Delver, I've played that matchup so many times. I know mostly every card in their deck. But when I'm playing against something like this, I'm like, am I supposed to take Ideas Unbound? Am I supposed to take something else? Am I supposed to take Muddle? Um, Stream of Thought targeting me, shuffle back in Ideas Unbound, and they have 22 cards left. Let's see what they shuffle back. If it's just quad Ideas Unbound, I won't be surprised. Trip Ideas Unbound, Stream of Thought, they shuffled back in. Now they go, they probably go Muddle for Ideas Unbound here. Ponder, okay. They milled me for 4. Again, I don't have a win next turn, but they also have to discard 12 cards at the end of this turn. It's just not that fun playing against these type of combo decks because I've taken 10 less minutes than them time-wise. So it's just kind of boring to sit here and let them combo when you're just like, okay, do what you can do. I'm tapped out. Compulsive Research? No. They're playing another Stream of Thought? Maybe they're continuing to go off here. Yeah, they are. It looks like it. Ideas Unbound into Psychic Puppetry. They might just have this here. Because they shuffled a bunch of Ideas Unbound back into their deck. Wow, I'm surprised they were able to go off even through that Leave No Trace. Pretty impressive. Ponder. They have 4 mana left. Shuffle. Okay, maybe they're dead. Really sick deck. I can like basically build this deck now after just like seeing it here. Might have to try it. I mean, it's gonna be a long league. It takes forever to combo. Ideas Unbound. Did they really hit on a Ponder Shuffler? Ponder. They still have to mill me 39. They might be able to. Freaking Market Festival, huh? Again, I could have waited for them to keep comboing off, but then I think if I let them have more mana, like from this Leave No Trace, it makes it more likely that they can just like combo off fully. Okay, they took Stream of Thought. So I can Stream of Thought. Are they gonna kick it a bunch? I have 39 cards left. They have 12 cards in hand. They could also have, which they don't, which they're not, which I don't currently see, is the 3 mana reveal 6. Put 2 instant or sorceries from among them into your hand. Okay, they have 2 mana left, so now they can not Ideas Unbound plus Puppetry, but they could just cast Puppetry to make more mana. They also have 3 minutes left, which is not that much time. This is definitely a bad matchup for us, but they're just snapping stuff to make more mana. Does not look that fun to play that deck, actually, just considering every time you click, you have to like choose which colors you add, clicking over here. Okay, they have 2.5 minutes to kill me. Stream of Thought. And they puppetry there? Do they just have enough mana here? Brutal if they do. 23 cards. So each copy mills 4. Okay, they're making more mana. And then they can just, I think they have the win here. No, it sucks. And they have enough time too. Because they can just cast Puppetry, untapping this land, and then kill me. Brutal. Brutal. I'm just going to remain F6. I'm not going to try to mess with their like stop and go by not F6ing or anything like that. 19 mana. I think that's game. I think they can just Stream of Thought a bunch. And they got another stream. I think they have 2 Stream of Thought in hand right now. Pretty impressive. 25 mana. It's definitely enough. I have 23 cards in library. Every mana basically mills for a card. And you can't even counter this. I just feel like this deck has so many rough matchups. Let's just see if they kill me before they time out. I assume they will. Yeah, they do. Oh, kicked once. Okay. And then kicked again a couple times. It's gonna be so funny if they time out. No, they don't. Oh, they have to click through all these? I'm not gonna concede yet. I guess they can just say no, I don't want to shuffle. I have 0 cards, and then I lose. GG's. Look at that. They cast so many Ideas Unbound that turn. They also lose to Graveyard Hate. I just feel like that deck is not good. They beat us that time, but oh man. I wonder if I should have mulliganed that hand to look for more hate. It's hard to tell. Like I had a functional hand, I could draw a lot of cards. We did find one Leave No Trace with our card draw, and it just wasn't quite enough. Jeez, pretty impressive. Let's go round 2. All right, welcome to round 2. We're against, I believe, the trophy leader. 26 trophies, 11 trophies ahead against number 2. Jeez. Would you like to play first? Yes, I would. I'm going to keep this hand for sure. Just lead turn 1 tap land, turn 2 priest. See what the opponent plays a bunch of different decks as well. Last time we played them, they were on a Manvoli Asimos. Plus, like, it was a crazy deck. It was like Manvoli Acid Moss. It was like ways to rebuy it, like Mnemonic Wall. They had even a couple boarding party in the deck with 4 counterspell. It was insane. We got him last time, actually. We took him down. Looks like I'm against most likely some type of Fey deck. Play Priest first. I can play Night's Whisper next turn. Island. Are they going to play an Augur? No. All right. I think I'm just going to start by attacking. They could flash in a spell setter if they want. And then I'm going to play Night's Whisper, try to hit a land drop. Counterspell, maybe? No. Okay. I think was gonna say, I think I can Basilica here. Just get my Tapland out of the way, return Plains. I don't hate that. I could also just play Thraben Inspector here, but then that plays into Spellsetter, so I'm just gonna play Basilica, bounce Plains, remain at 7 cards in hand, and develop my mana. Because now I just continue to play untapped lands. Yeah, they did have Spellsetter, so they're probably setting up a Ninja here is my guess. So get to drain them with Priest a couple times. Don't care too much about them drawing a card with Ninja. I can beat that. We'll see if they're mono blue aggro. I would prefer if they were mono blue, not blue red. Blue red would be the worst out of like blue, any of those 3 decks basically. Okay, so now I just go play Blight Priest, play Thraben. I think it's pretty obvious here. And if they kill Blight Priest, I have the Exhume. So this is looking pretty decent. So let's just go Blight Priest, resolve it, then play Thraben. Start draining them. And then I can core Skyfisher, which should be pretty good as well. Force Spike? Oh, Brainstorm. Also, I can even just like potentially just jam this next turn. And the 4/4 body's relevant. I get a clue, drain them, and attack. I can make an interesting play here as well, is blocking with Blight Priest. Okay, there's Ice Tunnel. Don't think I want to block with Blight Priest. Okay, they're not attacking. So they do have Core Skyfisher, or not, I have Core Skyfisher. They do have Spellstutter. I could try to play Skyfisher and bouncing Thraben. I could also bounce Priest, replay Priest to play around Spellstutter Sprite, or I can just jam Epicure, hope they don't have actual counterspell. That does not seem as good to me. So I think I lead on play Core Skyfisher here. And I can choose to bounce Thraben or Priest, but might actually bounce Thraben and then not replay it here. Counterspell. Okay. Can actually even consider just unearthing the Core Skyfisher right now. It's good body to get into play. And then I can bounce Thraben replay right now. Seems good to me. Also, I can resolve this when they don't have spells that are available. Snuff out targeting my Priest. Sure. Then I bounce Thraben. I should have played... Oh no, I can still drain for 1 here. Which I will do. Drain them down to 9. Wonder if I'm supposed to attack with Blight Priest here. I have so many draws that like this that turn on this Blight Priest though, and I have a bunch of clues on the battlefield. I don't think I'm supposed to. I don't think I even want to trade it for Ninja. It's such a big threat there, and Snuff Out does not kill it. So they need like cast downs or other removal spells to kill Blight Priest. As you can see, this deck can grind. The card advantage from Night's Whisper and Thraben Inspector is definitely coming into play in this game. It's not like we have the win here guaranteed. Snuff Out. Okay. They're at 5. Okay, they have a lot of removal. I'm in trouble. Wonder if I'm supposed to just chump. I think I am. I don't want them to draw any cards. We know they have Spellstutter. I think I just have to kind of hope they don't have Counterspell. Priest. I could play Priest right now. That's kind of annoying if they don't have another removal spell. And then I can crack double clue. I like it. I should have cracked 1 clue to start actually. They do have Counterspell. Wow. I also probably should have cracked a clue before drawing a card. Okay. They want to play more creatures. They lose a life every time. Do they have another removal spell for this? I have to take now. So I have to let them get a hit in here. Now I can jam this, and then this drains them. We know they have spell stutter sprite still. No removal spell, please. Angler. Okay, Angler's okay. Yes, I would like to use the ability. Ash Barrens is not good. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I just draw a card now. I don't play around like Force Spike this way. I guess I'm supposed to. They most likely don't have Force Spike, but I guess I just play around it. Just jam Epicure. This does not get spell stuttered, so they need counterspell. Nice, they get drained for 1 here. I gain 1. I think I stopped yielding to that by mistake. Let's see, I played a land this turn already. So I'm just going to pass and then crack this clue. No reason to crack it now. If they attack with Ninja, I'm going to block with Epicure, even if they have like an Agony Warp or something. I think if they had that, they would just probably need to take this out. This is a good game. Close. Remember, any creature drains them. Wow. Got the trophy leader in game 1. Now we got to be aware of some suffocating fumes from the opponent. We don't have very good sideboard for this matchup in particular. I think we don't want to change too much. Just maybe some duresses to take fumes or removal spells. I could just board out. What do I want to board out? Maybe just my Thorns. Thorns can be reasonable if I'm ahead, but they have so many like spell stutter sprites and fairies to and like fairy seers to take the monarch. This matchup is reasonable. Don't think I want Chainer's Edict. Don't think Spellbomb is that great. Could just side out double Thorn for double duress, play it safer that way. Celebrant is I guess it blocks Ninja. It's pretty huge actually. Most of my stuff does not. I could side out like a couple Soul Wardens, like one of each. It plays around Echoing Decay and it plays around Fumes by having less 1 toughness creatures. I feel like that's what I want to do and keep in Thorn. Because if I just like happen to take the Monarch, it's a decent way to win. I in the last league I never sided out any souls, but maybe I'm supposed to do it here. It's also better to side these out against Spell Stutter Sprite. Oh, I should bring in Fumes. Okay. Should bring in Fumes. I'm gonna bring in Fumes. I almost made a mistake here. I am gonna take out Thorn for Fumes. I wanted these in, but I like bringing these in for sure. Alternatively, I could side out like Core Celebrant and keep in Thorn, but I think I'm gonna go like this. It's weird to cut like basically some of my best cards, but I want all the value, and this looks good to me. Yeah, I definitely want Fumes against Fae. Kills Spell Stutter Sprites, Fairy Seers, mops up multiple creatures. Definitely want Fumes here. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Almost just made a mistake. I mean, this isn't that good. Maybe this is just worse than these, even though these die more frequently. All right. Let's go. I don't know. Sideboarding's tough, especially with a new deck. You don't have like your plans formulated yet. Ugh. We haven't seen like very smooth opening hands yet. I think I'm supposed to keep this hand, but it's very clunky. Just play this, pass. I probably just have to cycle Ash Barrens for Swamp and do nothing on turn 2 as well, which is not ideal. Could cycle Ash Barrens for Plains, play Soul Warden. So I have some options. If they just leave up Spell Stutter, I'm definitely not going to do that. Okay. Now I'm just playing Barrens, passing, going to cycle Ash Barrens. Again, I don't want to play into Spell Stutter here if I don't have to. There's no reason to. They're just leaving up spell setter, I'm pretty sure here. Do I get another swamp or another plains? I think I actually just get plains. I want more white sources in general. Let's go play plains, play Knight's Whisper. Then I have to discard a card unless I try to jam Soul Warden. That kind of sucks. And I feel like it's fine at this point if I'm going up to 8 cards, getting value. So now they spell stutter this. Sucks, but I can't like infinite play around it, I don't think. I could have just jammed like a priest there to try to play around it, but I still have 7 cards in hand. They go ninja here, yeah, it's annoying, but it's beatable. Oh god. And then they have spell stutter in hand again. Yeah, maybe I just wasn't supposed to take that line, especially since I was playing around spell stutter. Like I shouldn't have stopped playing around spell stutter basically. It's gonna be tough here. All right, I think I'm just jamming a core Skyfisher right now. It's probably just gonna die though, and then I keep getting hit by this. I'm just in a rough spot, really. I have 4 mana potentially. I guess why don't I just go land, play priest, and then play core Skyfisher. I think that's my best line. This could draw a counterspell. If it doesn't, at least I have priest in play. Can't play the 1-drop into spell stutter here. So if this gets countered, it's bad. Yeah. Just the fact that they're drawing extra cards every turn now. So the turn I played Knight's Whisper, what if I just played Priest right there? That would have been better, I think. Play Priest, don't even play Soul Warden into spell stutter. Then they would have probably just had to flash in spell stutter, get no value out of it. It's tough to say. They could have just been repping spell stutter as well, and then only had counterspell. So sometimes you just have to jam. All right, so now they can spell stutter at 2-drop. I also do have fumes of note. So I think what I do, this is actually a pretty sick play. I think I'm going to jam Soul Warden. They're going to spell stutter it, trigger on the stack. I'm going to fumes them. And then play Basilica. Let's go. They're going to have to spell stutter this. They don't? They played around it? Wow. Maybe they have fumes of their own. Yeah, now they wrecked me. So I can just go Basilica, bounce planes, leave up fumes at this point. Not ideal, but I think that's what I have to do. Kind of telegraphs my line as well, but pretty sure that's what I need to do now. I thought they would bite on that. I mean, this person's the trophy leader for a reason. They're hard to beat. Okay. I mean, I have now double Soul Warden down and the priest pinging them whenever they play creatures. The problem is this ninja. I wonder if I'm supposed to just jam fumes right now and then just try to block this with 1 creature. They could double spell stutter this. They could counter it. But if they counter this, then I get to resolve like an Epicure. I think I just go for it here. I feel like it's just going to get counterspelled here. Definitely do it before blockers are declared so they can't like ninja this back. Yeah, they just counter. I mean, I could double block ninja. I just don't really feel like that's a route to victory. I need to resolve Epicure, I think. That's what I'm going to try to do. They draw up to 7 cards. I think I just kind of punted this game. Ooh, another fumes. I think I'm supposed to jam Epicure because I don't think they can counter it here. I guess they could cast down it. but I think this is what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to not attack also. Oh, they do have cast down. Okay, now I'm obviously just going to attack. They do have another Epicure as well, but they're just drawing an extra card every turn. I don't think I can win this game. I'm going to try. A lot of my creatures are must answers, but they also likely have a couple copies of Fumes in their deck. So now I can play Night's Whisper, but they probably have Spell Stutter plus Counterspell here. I guess I'm still supposed to do that. Let's just go for it. If they just go for Spell Stutter and don't have Counterspell, then I can just Fumes. So I let this trigger go on the stack and then go for Fumes here. I'll let these triggers happen. Cast. Could have played land first to play around Spell Pierce. Another Spell Stutter. Yep. Not looking good here. I wonder if I could have Basilica bounce my step. I don't think I could have. Didn't really have an opportunity to do that, I don't believe. They see double Fumes this game, so they might be playing around it pretty hard in the next game. I think again I'm supposed to take here. I don't think I can win. Another ninja. Okay, they take one, I gain one. They're down to 14, I'm down to 9, and they draw 2. And they kill my priest or something. Oh, angler. Okay, yeah, this is over. Maybe I could draw Soul Warden into Epicure here, and they don't have Counterspell, but they have a what's it called? A Spell Stutter here. They just got the ninja set up, and we were not able to come back. This is gonna get cast down like 100%. Just gonna pass. All right, we got him game 3. We got him game 3. Brainstorm, sure. Just attacking with everything. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I just block like this. Probably get Agony Warped here. Yep. Could have double blocked or something, but that just seems terrible. Again, I'm super far behind. Priest is really good in this matchup, though. They're playing a bunch of creatures. If our draw was a little bit better, or if I played it differently, not playing the Night's Whisper the turn I did, we may have had a shot here. Also, games look a lot different when you draw and resolve this card. All right. Obviously, like keeping in Fumes, even though they know about it. I still don't think Thorn is that great. Strands is interesting at stopping like ninjas and fogging for a turn, but it's whatever. I don't think Spellbomb to stop Angler is a line you want to do. Even though they have a lot of creatures, Duress is definitely still where you want to be. Yeah, I'll keep this. I think I actually just turn one Thraben. I don't need to Duress right away. I could like strip like a Ponder or something that's making their hand keepable, but maybe I do just lead Duress. If they have creatures, they're gonna play those out first, like a Fairy Seer or something. I think I'm gonna lead Duress and just hope they kept like a 1-land Ponder or something. So they have Ice Tunnel, Terramorphic Spell Setter, Behold, Brainstorm, Snuff Out. I could just take Brainstorm here. I could also just take Behold, because this is kind of like a value-based matchup. I think I will. It's the most clunky card they have, but they're gonna cast it at some point. I'm not like killing them fast. So let's just take Behold. Wish I had played Thraben now that I saw that hand. Okay, Falconwrath Noble is interesting. I think I can just go Plains Thraben, and then I get to resolve it. And then I can draw my card off it, basically. Kind of sucks that I don't get to play my tap land, but I think that's just the way it is here. They're just play a Terramorphic, okay. There's a Fumes. So I'm just gonna go Night's Whisper, tap land, attack. We have another card on the table. If I'm able to get this down, it's pretty decent as well. Doesn't die to Snuff Out. Brainstorm Fetchland. So now we don't know what else they are going to shuffle away. So we know that these are 3 potential cards in their hand, but they could shuffle up to 2 of them away. They do shuffle 2 cards away. Fairy Seer, Scry, okay. I'm pretty certain they still have Spellstutter in hand. Yeah, they 100% do. Land was great, because now I can go do the Soul's Attendant Fumes play here again. Wow, they're just playing around it so well. It's like incredible. Any other like bad opponent would just jam Spellstutter right there. They're playing so well. Really impressive. They know exactly, they know that I have Fumes. It's so crazy. I mean, I guess that's what being the trophy leader gets you, right? They're gonna attack a ninja here. I could go for Fumes. They'd have to counterspell it. And then I can tap out for Noble. I have another Fume, so I actually like it. I don't want to get ninja'd here. They're playing around it too hard. Like, I just don't want to get ninja'd. Augur, okay. Cast down, that's not good. Okay, there's Blight Priest. So I think I just play Blight Priest. They're going to cast down it. And then on my next turn, well, I can't even, I guess I can unearth plus Fumes on the next turn. Alternatively, I can Noble and have them cast down that. But I think I'd rather them cast down the Blight Priest than the Noble, actually. Kind of surprising, but I think that's what I'm going to try to do. It's more mana efficient to play the Noble there, which is why I kind of want to do, but this creature actually gets unearthed. Yes, yield, and if they, yeah, they're playing so well, because they could have also responded to that trigger to not get drained for 1, but they don't want to get unearthed right here, so they're playing so tight. I can actually block the Augur with the Thraben to not get ninja'd here. Cast down. I mean, Jesus, they're making it so tough to win. So they probably shuffled away this Terramorphic, I'm going to say. They played this cast down, and I'm pretty sure they have Spellstutter Sprite in hand. I would bet on it. I can try to bait again with Soul Warden. I can try to bait with Unearth. Why don't I just try to bait with Unearth? I mean, they could have Spellstutter plus Counterspell here. Could also just jam Falconwrath Noble. I think I like that, actually. They have to do something about this, and they have to counterspell it, basically. Otherwise, this card is, like, pretty annoying for them, yeah. They're going to flash in Spellstutter. Wouldn't be surprised if they have Ninja, but they might not have it either. Alright, I would just block. fumes me. Yeah, it's not good for me. So now they probably still have Spell Stutter. Let's go with Thraben with fumes up. I feel like they're gonna go Spell Stutter here. They do. Just getting fumes to back and forth here, pretty funny. Oh, they can snuff out this if they still have snuff. They might not have snuff out in their hand anymore. But if they have snuff out plus ninja, that's bad for us. Looks like they don't. I think they would have gone for that there. All right, let's just bait with another Thraben and then play Soul Warden, then play... No, we should Soul Warden first. Because I can go Soul Warden, Unearth, then Thraben. Or I can even just draw a card here with Clue. Yield, and then yield to this if I haven't. Wow, they have a cast down. It's unfortunate for me. I feel like it's kind of safer to play Thraben here and just get my clue down. They can't really interact with the clues, and then I have another blocker to play around a removal spell plus ninja. So 1 card to 0, but I have triple clue down. 17 to 23. I'm doing okay this game. I've only drawn 4 lands, and they've drawn 6. So doing okay. There's Duress. Let's go for that. Could be a brick. Fumes. Just get my Soul Warden. Okay. And Snuff Out. Okay, I like this actually. That's good. They have 0 cards left. Crack. Pass the turn. Now 0 cards to 1, but 2 clues on the table. The problem is they're a blue deck with Scry and Ponders and Preordains. But we can grind here. We have a Priest. What'd they go? 1 top, 1 bottom? I think I like starting by cracking Clue. Because this is just mana efficient here. I'm going to cycle this step, but I can do that next turn. So if they left a ninja on top, I might just lose to that. Chainer's Edict. I think I have to sack... Maybe I just sack Thraben. Bad against ninja, but I can draw more things to stop this. And I want my Priest in play, actually. Fine to take 2. Interesting that they kept that on top. I guess it's good enough. Now let's lead by cycle this. Soul Warden. Okay, or Soul's Attendant, same thing. Cycle. Skyfisher. Interesting. I have not played a land yet, so I could play Skyfisher, play Soul's Attendant by bouncing just a basic land. Sucks that I don't have my Thraben anymore. But I think I still took the correct line. I just want to resolve this now. All right, they're at 13, going to 12. They're drawing a random card. If they draw a land, they can flashback Edict. If they draw a counterspell, it doesn't do much. I do have a 2/3 flying. I think I'm attacking. And then playing a Soul's Attendant. They could have Spell Stutter, but not. I think I'm just going to jam. Don't think it's better to wait. Nice. We're up to 27. Can we take down the trophy leader again? No, no. How many fumes? Triple fumes? Jeez. I think I'm supposed to trade here. And a removal spell. Oh man, that was brutal. And they still have Chainer's Edict. We're going to have to draw Knight's Whispers here. Already drawn a bunch of Thrabens. Unexpected Fangs, 2/4 lifelink, huh? Alright. Let's bog them. It's actually not bad. Get rid of Chainer's Edict. I guess they can still play. I guess they're 1 mana off Garmag. Brutal. They cycle Ashburns to Thin. Get more mana. Where are my Night's Whispers at? Okay, there's an Unearth. So I can unearth a Thraben Inspector to draw a card. I can unearth a Blight Priest. I can unearth a Skyfisher. I mean, they have a 2/4 lifelink. I feel like I almost care about the card the most from Thraben. Blight Priest is a 3/2, but it's not doing that much on this board by itself. I could also just cycle an Earth, but I feel like that's worse than just getting a Thraben Inspector into play. Yeah, let's do it. Oops. I need to draw. Brutal. Opponent played so well this match. Not playing the Spell Stutter into Fumes was honestly incredible. Alright, well, we've drawn like 3 out of the last 4 draws were lands. Guess I attack. Opponent's not drawing that well after the fact. Okay, there's a Night's Whisper, so please don't get countered. No. Brutal. Been pretty unlucky here, honestly, but at the same time, opponent played so well. They kind of deserve this. Their deck is so strong. Damn, thought we were gonna get them there. That third Suffocating Fumes really got me. Okay, they might be flooded too. Gonna cycle. I don't even know if I have 1 basic left or 0. 1. Night's Whisper. Okay. That's what I like to see. I go to 4. Let's go. Epicure. Diabolic Edict. Okay. 1 card left. I gain 1. Cast out my 4/4? No. I go to 5. Yeah. Draw Preordain. It's so hard to fight these blue decks. Man. This is kind of how my game was against Blue Red Fae in the last league that I ended up winning. It was super close. Priest. Okay, I can go to 3, but then I have to block. Sucks. Yeah, really, really great games. That was a really fun match. Good games. I never know how to say this. Bio Bicog Gia. Butchered that. Okay, O2 bracket. We'll see if we can get paired for the for next round here for round 3. Combo, that was definitely a bad matchup. They don't even have creatures. Blue Black Fae, I think it's pretty close. I think our deck needs a little refinement, really, and it's just tough to hang with the Ponder, Preordain, Brainstorm decks. But we almost got there. Again, I think a normal Blue Black opponent, I would have been able to outplay. I was like baiting with those like Soul Warrens and Unearths and stuff, and they were just not biting. They were just not playing into it. Like if they spell setted and I went Fumes, I would have won that game. But they just like were reserved. They waited. That was like such a good showing from the opponent. We knew they had spell stutter and they didn't play it there. That was honestly pretty incredible. Some great magic. I'm happy to show that match even though I lost. So that was sweet. I'll see you in round three. All right, welcome to round three. It was just a second for you, but for me, I had to wait 10 minutes to get queued in the O2 bracket, which is one of the worst parts about losing. And we have one land. We're on the draw. I'm supposed to keep this hand. If I draw a land, this hand's actually pretty good. I have a black-white land. I have triple one draw. If I miss one turn, or like out of the first two draw steps, if I miss once, it's okay. I think this matchup is actually reasonable for us, assuming we function here. Um, just because if they don't make a huge thing, I can often gain a bunch of life, and even if they make like a 5 power thing, it might not be good enough. All right, well now we missed on land, so maybe I wasn't supposed to keep. I'm in trouble now. Just gonna take here. Maybe they have a bunch of white cards in hand. Okay, we drew land. Nice. Now I just played double Soul Warden here. Attack. They could have a ram through, I guess. I think I start by attacking. It's so interesting that they didn't play anything. Maybe they kept a bad hand too. Don't know what they kept. Okay, Ancestral Mask. +0/+0. I would just block, obviously. They can't attack or anything. Interesting. Do I just play Core Celebrant? Start gaining like as much life as possible? Could play Knight's Whisper. Post board, our matchup gets a lot better here. I feel like they're just going to play a second Ancestral Mask, which is beatable, potentially. Just Celebrant. Always yes and yield to these. I could attack with like 2 things, or even attack with all. I have this to block this. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to. I don't think they're gonna block. I guess they could block one. Maybe I'm just not supposed to attack. Okay, well, no blocks is good for me, I think. I guess they could put Ancestral Mask here. Yeah, so they make a 5/5. If they have more Ancestral Masks, it's gonna get bad here, but I could start chumping with no Rancor. And I can chump on Earth as well. This is interesting. Could lead Sign in Blood, try to hit a land drop. I could also just play Soul Warden, play Core Skyfisher. But then I don't want to bounce Soul Warden, and I don't really want to bounce land. I think I'm just going to lead Sign in. Maybe playing Core Skyfisher is better. Getting down more creatures on board just has to be better. And I can even just bounce Barons here or replay Barons. Just want to double check, make sure I haven't played a land. Don't want to mess up. Triggers going all over the place. I could also bounce a creature, like bounce this Soul Warden in order to get a bunch more triggers, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I just want to bounce land, keep all my creatures in play, and then just smash with everything here. I mean, I'm back up to 30. If they want to trade, they can. I feel like they might trade now. They do. Still gaining 4 per creature. Okay, so they have a 13/13. I think I'm supposed to chump here. Maybe not. See, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power, and then next turn I have lethal. They played like 4th Ancestral Mask. Can they kill me? I just don't want them to get trample or unblockable next turn and have me not be able to block. Let's see, if I blocked and I hit for 2, 3, 4, 5, I wouldn't have lethal the next turn. So I think I'm not supposed to block here. Pilgrim. Okay, that's something they can block. The Lost Boy. I can also unearth this Soul's Attendant, which I don't hate doing right now to gain more life. Can unearth Soul's Attendant, play Core Skyfisher. because they're gonna trade with Pilgrim here on one of my soul runes. So let's do this. Let's unearth, and then let's play Core Skyfisher, bounce Barons again, replay Barons. I could replay Basic if I want to cycle, but I think gaining one is actually better than that. I could also play Ash Barons, and then again, like Core Skyfisher, bounce Soul's Attendant, replay Soul's Attendant. Maybe that's actually the best line here. I think it is. I'm fine to play this as a colorless land here. And then I gain like a bunch more life. So trigger all these, always yes. Then I'll return a Soul's Attendant actually, replay Soul's Attendant. I think that's correct. And then attack with all. I'm back up to 33. I have 2 potential blockers for this. Ethereal or armor? Okay. As long as they don't have trample or unblockable here, and even if they do, I guess they get another blocker, but don't think that does it. Thought I always had yes to this. 2020. I feel like I'm supposed to block now. Maybe I should have done the math, because now do I have lethal? If they block one thing, they still die. I think they're dead. Oh, they have another blocker? Okay, so they're not dead on board now. Knight's Whisper. Guess I play another Knight's Whisper. I'll just tap like the. I'll play land and then tap. I know I could draw a bounce or tap land or something, but okay. Wait, no, I do not want to attack with all. What am I doing? I don't even really need to attack with Core Celebrant. I think it's better though because it makes both of my Skyfishers lethal. I can just chump at this point. I'm still at 36. And they can just block this. I mean, they should have blocked with their 1/1 token, but even if they draw like, if they draw a Rancor, am I dead? Okay, we got him. It's nice to be able to get game 1 in this matchup because we have a lot of good hate. We bring in so many cards. I think all these come in. Strands is actually decent as well. I don't know if I'm going to bring in Strands. Strands is a possibility. It's already 8 cards, and I could bring in up to 10. Core Skyfisher was decent there, but I think it's probably not good enough. Thorn might be good enough because it's a Death Touch creature. It can just like trade for a big thing. All right. I could just side out Thrabins plus Core Skyfisher because I just want to keep all my Soul Sisters plus Blight Priests and go that route, I think. Falconwrath Noble's a little bit slow. Same with Epicure, but it's kind of part of the combo as well. Unearth. Yeah, sometimes I'm going to have to chump and then I can unearth, but I think I can side out unearths actually. In these matchups where they're not killing our stuff, siding out unearth seems pretty reasonable. I could keep a couple Skyfishers to just be attacking in the air with, but Thraben actually seems good, just like making clues. Maybe I leave in Celebrants. No, this costs 1 mana. It's got to be better. I mean, they don't really have answers to this, but it's just so slow. I think I like doing this. It's not like that much stuff is going to be dying in general. Strands, also just Strands named green, that buys 2 turns. That buys so much time. I think last time when I played this matchup, I did not side in Strands, but I think I'm going to here. I could just side out Skyfisher entirely or go down 2 Thrabins. I think keeping Knight's Whisper is where I want to be. Don't want to side out. I guess I could side out Bog. Go to 19 lands. Going down on lands seems kind of sketchy, but Bog is literally just a tapped swamp. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try the strands. Just being able to literally buy 2 turns for me to just like continue to gain life and drain them seems really good. And yeah, snap keep this hand. Strands looks good here. We don't have a lead no trace yet, but we'll draw one. Raven is so good also, like with this bounce land. It puts a card on the table so I can like bounce land without having to discard a card. Really nice. Ledgewalker here? No. Scout into ethereal armor? To boggle into armor? Jeez. The draw from the opponent. I think I can cycle step here because I have Basilica and then another land drop already. I'd rather cycle through my deck, I think. Don't really want to play a tap step anyway. Just cycle now. That would have been good to play. Pass the turn. Not gaining a bunch of life yet. Oh god. It's going to be tough to win this game. I mean, we do have strands to buy time. So now I think I'm going Priest into Thraben. And then I'm going to try to either chump or take a hit and then start strandsing like later. I like it. Yes, and yield. Could attack for one here. I think that's fine. They have 2 cards left. A Rancor would be like worst case scenario, basically. I don't think I could beat a Rancor. They just attack here. I think I just chump with Raven while I can for gain 8 life. Seems good. I could even go Knight's Whisper, like Priest plus Knight's Whisper next turn, and then play Priest. Heliod's Pilgrim for Rancor, perhaps? It's going to be rough. Yes, and yield. Let's see what they get. They get Armadillo Cloak. Okay, that's going to be tough to beat as well. So they're going to just jam Armadillo Cloak onto Boggle. I don't think I can like strands every turn. I also don't think I'm going to be able to drain for enough. I think what I need to do is play Priest. Like, this is an 8/8 right now, so it's going to be 10 plus 3, 13 power. So if I play Priest, I'm only going up to 14. Then I'd be going down to 12. I just need to strand this turn. This is so unfortunate. I just have to strands here. And then next turn I can go Priest into Blight Priest. And then strands again, perhaps. Strands named Green. I need to draw more strands, build up a big enough board to be able to fight this with like a strands backup, basically. Okay, they don't gain life. Duress. I think I need to wait on Duress because I think I want to play out both my creatures here. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I'm gonna need to flashback strands and then just basically draw another strands. Don't have any attacks. If they're just attacking for 13, I could also just take it here. If I'm not gonna die, I think that might be the play to save strands for one more turn. I guess I could also draw a leave no trace to get out of this, potentially. Again, I think if it's a non-lethal attack, I'm not going to play strands. So I'm just going to take here. It sucks that they gain 13. but I'd rather keep the strands in the yard for next turn. It just buys me like another turn basically. Another armadillo cloak. Oh, pilgrim. Sure. And ethereal armor on this. So they have different colors. Okay, well that doesn't have trample yet. Leave no trace. Blight priest. All right, so now I think I just don't even duress. I don't think I care about duress. I think I'm just going Knight's Whisper down to 1, and then Blight Priest, gain some life, and then plan on chumping this, and I have strands for this. Or I can just, yeah, I can see what I can do. But yeah, I'll just lead on Knight's Whisper here. Go to 1. There's a Fumes. Interesting. But I'm still Blight Priesting, I think. Yep. Okay. I go to 3, they go to 23. I'm definitely in trouble. I have to strands name green or blue here. I can't deal with this yet. So again, I'm gonna have to draw something. Strands name green. They have Dispel. Ram through, target my thing. Oh, and then it has trample, so it deals lethal damage to me here. Okay, I'm dead. Again, I still think this matchup is pretty reasonable. We have Edicts, we have Leave No Trace, we have Duress, and our game life plan, as you saw in game 1, can get there. They mulligan a lot. Do I want the Bog on the play? I don't think so. Again, I don't think it really does anything. It's just jam. I don't think I can keep a one-lander. I need to function. All right, I have to keep this. It's not exciting, but just put back a 5-drop. Could side out some more Epicures in this matchup potentially. Could even just lead Barons here into Priest on 2. I think that's what I like to do. It's worse if I draw like more untapped lands, but I think this is the safer line. Get my Black Source into play. Might be able to Edict to them or something if I draw that. Let's just go Priest. It's annoying for them if they want to play out like a bunch of creatures. And if they suit up one thing, I have an out to draw Edict here. I also have an out to draw Fumes if they played multiple small things. Okay, there's a Thorn. Thorn is interesting. I could play Ash Barrens, play Night's Whisper, and Soul's Attendant. I think that's what I like. I think that's the line I like. Let's go. There's a Duress. Okay. Well, that would have been nice earlier. Because now if they suit this up, again, I'm definitely going to be in trouble. Especially if they like play that aura that gives them a 1/1. It's going to be rough. Kind of needed to duress there. Didn't have it yet though. Okay. I can still draw Edict. I also have Strands. So if I Thorn, they're going to be able to take the Monarch from me, but I do draw one more card right now. I think I'm supposed to go Duress plus Soul's Attendant to not die. Like, do they have a ram through here? Maybe. I just don't know if playing Blight Priest or Thorn. Thorn just seems a little sketchy giving them an extra card. I do get to draw an extra card though. Maybe I'm supposed to just tap out for Thorn. It's close. I'm just going to duress. Just seems safer to me. see what they're working with over there. I'm guessing there's some number of forests in hand. Electrickery. Brutal. Flaring Pain. Damage can't be prevented. Alright, just take this. Basically have to draw Edict here. Okay. So now I have to go Thorn. I go to 6. Go to 7. Wonder if I'm supposed to attack. I think so. Damage cannot be prevented, sure. Okay, well. Flaring Pain actually deals with that. Looks like we got. Damn. I guess I can chump here, go to 1. So I could still draw Edict. It has to be this turn though, because they have Flaring Pain. And they get to draw an extra card here. Alright, I think we're dead. They have the Flaring Pain for the strands. Looks like we're going down. I could just play strands and hope they like played a white spell first. I guess that's what I'll do. Oh, I shouldn't have I mean, I guess if they just play Flaring Pain at all, this doesn't work. So there's no reason to not attack. Plus, I get to draw an extra card. Play a white spell? They're not going to. So now they just Flaring Pain. It's the first time I've ever seen Flaring Pain do anything, literally. Ah, man. Brutal. 0-3. I'm not going to keep queuing to try to get 50 play points. It just also, one of the main reasons why I don't keep playing, like if I'm 0-3 or even like sometimes 0-2 I like to drop, just because it takes so long to queue. So we're just going to drop here. It sucks to like 0-3 and not be able to like show off this deck like I was with the 4-1 that I just had. So that was pretty brutal. Let me go back to the list. I think the deck is better than an 0-3, obviously. We almost beat the trophy leader. We got paired against Combo, and then we had a close match against Boggles. All 3 matches were 1-2. So it was really close. I mean, that easily could have been 2-1 in the league right there. So yeah, I think moving forward, I just don't know how good Celebrant is. If maybe there's some other cheap cards that we could play. Could play like 2 removal spells, or maybe there's some other way for more card advantage. I don't know if Falconwrath Noble is good. I think it's reasonable, especially as a 1-of. Yeah, I don't know about this card. It just seems a little bit underpowered to me. What else should I run? What else should I run? I don't know. But my channel is youtube.com/snapbolt. Sorry I couldn't do better in this league, but we'll get them next time. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.